Welcome to Reality Reflections. I'm Steven, and this is Brandon. We're having conscious conversations while we ride along. So remember to like and subscribe.
Me and my brother, same blood, same name, same block, different pain, same flame. He took the long road, I took the hard one. Both of us learned how to move with a scar on. Mama said, lift each other.
But technically they use it so when you go back in the editing, there's that big spike so you can see the wave and you can mix it up.
I got the patience, we put it together.
Let me do my clap to make sure. That'll make it easier, not harder.
Two steady hands pulling up the if one gets weak, the other stays true. What I can't do alone, I can do with you. Two brothers, one mission.
Got that 41. That's gonna be hot. But this place is jumping.
Man, I see it.
As soon as it gets 8 o'clock, it's like a little nightclub out here.
Sometimes I come back here for my test rides. I worked at that dealership right behind me.
Oh yeah.
Just a couple blocks up from there now.
So we started small food drives and school books, a few open doors and a few brave looks.
People gonna start seeing them. I gotta start hiding it.
I build with the city, make the wrong things brush up. We turn pain to a plan, make the noise into light. Now the same streets home with a different kind of life. We don't just talk.
That part. You know, we probably need to invest in something like that.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, and we'll yeah. So definitely bring them next time. Cause I always got something to drink. I just paste them on that. Ah.
Well, shoot, let's get on into it. Episode 2, Reality Reflections Unpacked. Steven, Brandon, we're here. Talking about the logo. I'm sure the more we hear and learn the story, it makes more sense, yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I kind of want to know how'd you get the brand African? I mean, because we talk about it all the time. I know who you are as a person. I know, I know the background, but well, African.
You know,
What we got?
being biracial and people not being able to look at me and tell what race or ethnicity I am, you grow up and everybody's like, what are you?
Right.
So, I'm half African. I'm half black, half white, but my black side is African. So, the African naturally came up. And then, you know, the idea was to brand on, you know, and Africans United came about as, man, like, it's that whole we over me type thing. And, you know, learning that if I'm going to build a brand, let me be the brand.
Yeah.
And put an image to it and make sure that it encompasses everything I'm about.
So it's not a I'm gonna take one side over the other type of thing.
Hell no.
Okay.
Never.
This is actually doing the opposite. It's not promoting, but it's
embracing.
You know,
it's embracing.
Yeah, embracing.
All of it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You see a lot of people do, you know, who are in that position, you know, mix and things like that, don't take pride in it. And African, as soon as you say that, when the first time I heard it, I automatically thought African, and I'm like, man, dang. So I guess I had to have you explain it to me, because that was the part I was like, man, is he calling himself? Is he been joking with himself? What has he got going? But that's pretty cool that how you did that.
I mean, it plays into the culture side of things, and humbled African. I'm a humble man, so it's like, but I'm proud of who God made us to be, and there's no randomness in it, and you know, people will never expect it unless they know my last name and they start asking questions. But through and through again, you know, it's part of the identity.
Nice.
You know,
African United, and United is just the add-on to.
Man, it's if we're not uniting, we're dividing.
Right.
You know, and the goal is not to tear people apart, but to bring people together. You know, in the name of conscious stress and all those things, like, you know, for me, I had to learn how to be positive. You know, I was a realist through and through again, but in the world sense, all the stuff you take on, it makes you negative.
Right.
The world thrives on negativity.
It definitely feeds off of it, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, but ultimately, you know, we're stronger together, and that's written in a lot of principles, and that's something I try to embrace. You know, but it's a balance. You know, even on my logo, the necklace or chain I put around the panda is in the shape of a key, and it says balance, because balance is key. But once again, I'm gonna be mindful about what I wear around my neck, because as black men, we gotta pay attention to these things.
Right. So no thick chains, no crosses and things like that.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna make sure it stands for something.
Okay.
You know, but why do we do what we do?
Right.
You know, it's the same concept of, you know, like, I got tattoos, but it matters. There's importance behind it. So being intentional, you know, and with the logo, like, I'm gonna make sure every part of it is planned out.
Yeah.
But to go back to balance, you know, balance is key, man, and it comes different ways. And I would say balance don't necessarily mean it's like this. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes it's like that. You know, but we should try to maintain it, because going too hard one way or another can lead to destruction.
Yeah, I think almost every time, if you don't have balance in any aspect, it's gonna throw you off and, you know, create some, you know, unstableness. For sure. But yeah, that's why I'm glad to say that right there was. It was just surprising how you can come up with your own brand. And a lot of people say they can do things like that. If you say life is short, life is short, you're gonna do something, go ahead and get it done.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've done was, you know, and you know this, I decided to go ahead. I say I need to tell my story.
That part.
So what did I do?
Man, he told a story. Not only told a story, the man wrote a book. We ain't gonna act like it ain't what it is.
Okay.
And you know, when we get into our story, I think that's, you know, one, I'm hella proud of my boy for it. You know, and I've known and watched throughout the years, but when you know, we develop our story for business purposes more than anything else. You know, coming from sales and stuff like that, your story is everything. You know, relating with people, but at the same time, to express yourself and unpack it is a whole different ball game. And when you know there's a need to put it out there for the masses, just because it's part of your authenticity and vulnerability, is everything, because his story is history. You know, there's a lot of things people will never know until you take that time, that intentionality to put it on paper.
Right.
You know, and it's one of those, like, as much as we know each other, and we know each other's history, all the details come out when you go to the length of writing it out.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do this live. We're gonna do this live. We're gonna go ahead. This will be the first live review of the book.
Oh man.
And we're gonna get it from Brandon, because I done read the book. I wrote the book. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta get deep into this thing, but I just want to hear. I want to hear, because I know he read it, so I want to see what he think about it.
Man,
like honest thoughts. You can even say, throw the book away.
Nah, honest thoughts. It was amazing to see my brother unpack as much as he did. And you know, he's actually wrote 2 books, and you know, I had to pick the shorter of the 2, thank God, first. But I didn't even realize at first that's his memoir. That's there's a difference between all these things, you know. But to read your book about your journey, it was amazing to see my brother, my friend, a black man, express himself and unpack in that way. Because something as simple as expressing yourself and unpacking what we go through is rare. You know, we all wish or go through different points where we're like, dang, how much do I actually know about my parents?
Right.
I've got siblings out the wazoo, but how much do I actually know them?
Right.
Now, my brother that I was born and raised with, we know each other well, but the deep conversations still aren't abundant. You know, and that's part of how the journey works. But reading it, I was so impressed because, you know, I know you, I know most of your story, I know your intellect and your ability, but to actually accomplish it, to put in the work and have it published and all that, I was like, man, it was one of the few times where I was like, man, I'm looking forward to getting through this. I'm looking forward to opening it up and reading it. And it was wild because it's like, you know, a lot of times people want to know stuff for one reason or another. I just wanted to see how my brother expressed himself.
Right.
He told his story. And you know, I don't think it's not like there was just these huge revelations, because I know the topics and the main things that you've gone through, but once again, to see how you did it, to see the rawness, to not care about the verbiage on some of it, I was like, oh, he straight up said it. You know, there's some of this I'm not trying to sugarcoat, but at the same time, I got to see why you was doing it. And I honestly didn't know how important it was for your story to impact others. That was an aspect that I was impressed with, and you know, I'm in lockstep with you on, because you know, it's not about us all the time. Yeah, this is our journey, this is our story, but there's things that are part of the purpose and the calling
overall,
and to see you write it out in that manner, I was like, oh, he's doing it. It was inspiring, you know. It makes me want to get to work and continue to unpack and develop things, because we all have something to offer. We all have a book inside of us. But it's not necessarily just checking off something on the checklist, but it's a gift to the universe. It's a gift to the world. And it's like, you know, when I said I'm about to buy a whole bunch more copies, you know, I do that with plenty of books, but like, I can introduce you to somebody. I'm like, but if you really want to know, man, read the book. You know, because you think you know somebody, you could be introduced to somebody, but until you know, we've had conversations out the wazoo, but I didn't know a lot of the details. I wasn't too concerned about it, to be honest with you, but it was a honor and a blessing to be able to understand some of the stories and some of the things that you've gone through that wouldn't have came out in this, you know, any other way.
And that's the main reason why I wrote, and the main reason why I write is you have this saying that you say, no, it's not about me, it's, you know, it's about we. And when I wrote that, before you even telling me that was my concept. It wasn't supposed to be, oh, I'm going to write this book so I can make $1 million. Man, I don't care if I make 1 penny off of it. My thing is, that story resonates with so many young men in that situation and those types of scenarios, that if read correctly, because of my language, because I understand how they talk, I wanted to make sure that whoever reads it, you know, can really relate to it and not be like, oh, this is just one of those published books that you can sit in the library. No, I need you to think on this. I need you to understand that this is reality, and this is something that can you know, help you in the long run if you take it in correctly. So yeah, that's my thing with that. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's like I said, like you said, it's one of my first of 2 books, and I think
when did you write it?
I wrote that book. It took me about 3 years to write it, and I officially, when did I officially finish it? 2020, somewhere around 2023.
Okay.
somewhere around that time is when I actually finished it, published it. I think around that time too, but wasn't ready to bring it out like I wanted to.
Yeah.
And now that because I was afraid, you have to get over yourself. I wasn't afraid to write the thing, so why am I going to be afraid for somebody to read it? Was what I was trying to get over. And when I finally realized that part about myself, like, what are you afraid of? You wrote it. Why'd you write it? Just to sit on the shelf?
That's real.
So, no, I was like, okay. I did some meditating about it, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And who cares? Who cares if it gets you think I'm not afraid of getting those reviews? You know, the bad reviews? I'm expecting.
You know, and I mean, look, if you want perfection, then find Jesus, and that's about the only way.
That's the only way you're gonna do it.
You know.
And that's the thing. Like the book is supposed to be imperfected because my life is not perfect by any means. So why would I would look hypocritical if I'm like, oh, he's got this perfect book.
You know, but and I think one of my struggles with writing and putting stuff on paper is like, man, I expect to need to do it perfect.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't a good note taker, because if it wasn't right, I screwed it up.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get the concept of like, hey, it's a draft, make it happen.
Yeah.
And it'll be there for what you need it to be. But for me, I felt the need and the urge to make sure that everything was perfect, and it wasn't never going to be, especially when I'm not a writer. You know, I had to learn how to read. I pretty much dropped out of college because writing was not going to be my thing.
It wasn't happening.
And when you say 10, 20 pages, I don't know how that's about to happen. I didn't have ChatGPT. Boy, I'd kill him now.
Oh yeah, you should try it.
You know, but even back in 2006 when I was in college, I was the guy trying to find the website that had papers and stuff, because I was like, man,
I had to go. I had to go cut and paste.
I need to shortcut this because it takes a lot.
We out of school now, so we can kind of be a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe or maybe not. I looked up a few sites.
And like speech to text. Boy, that'll get me to put some stuff on paper too. Man. I can talk, but you know, I think about the few things that I've wrote or put time into. Like, man, that level of focus and sitting down, it takes some work for me. You know, it doesn't come natural.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, we take in freedom of speech. A lot of us, we take it literal, but a lot of us don't utilize it.
That's true.
A lot of us who really need to use it, we don't utilize it. Do you agree? Like,
absolutely. You know, we're taught not to, because as soon as a baby's born, what do you want them to do? Stand up. Nah, when they first born, you want them to stand up, walk, and talk. And then as soon as they do, you're like, sit down and shut up.
Right.
You know,
right.
But that is what, you know, we don't celebrate the free expression of one's being and give people an open chance to develop those things. And you know, throughout the generations, we'll understand more and more the importance of it. But that goes down to like people being their authentic self.
Yeah.
You know, part of my rebellion early on was like, man, you can't control the words that come out of my mouth or the face I make. And I got in all kinds of trouble. And I learned way too early, like, this is my face. I do what I want with it.
Yeah.
And I'll express, but like, you feel some kind of way just because of how the face I make?
Just because of the face?
Yeah. Hey, man, like, that's part of life.
You know, that facial expression is crazy. That's always been a thing. Even women got their own, you know, RBFs. What is that? Yeah, the RBFs. Resting.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's
yeah.
You can't tell me how to use my face,
man. But people sure will try. I can't tell you how much trouble.
What is you thinking? I look at them with some kind of way, like, Stop the madness, man.
You know, but and then go back to culturally, man. Like as a black child, what your parents will get your face corrected real quick.
What? Oh.
You know, it goes down to that respect, and I was very disrespectful as a child, but I also had a very Caucasian mother, and she put it on me, but at the same time, I pushed her in ways. I told her later on in life, like, you should just punch me in the throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you using the belt and maybe some select objects, but at the same time, like, you just got to put the muscle on him.
Sometimes you gotta give him what he needs. It's a man. Woman wears the man.
Cut across the face, you might think twice about the face you make.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the healthiest. And there's, once again, balance is key. Because you can get people to understand things, because it goes back to, like, are you doing this to get somebody to understand, or are you doing this because of how you feel? Because you're embarrassed, because you're hurt. Like, as a parent at those times, like, you gotta be able to take your emotions out of it, especially when it comes to discipline and consequences and stuff like that.
Yeah. You don't. You know, some of them black moms, I grew up with my strong black mama, who she'll tell you, hey, watch yourself now.
Yeah.
Watch yourself. And it, you know, had a little bit more oomph behind it, but it was all for purpose. It wasn't out of anger. It wasn't out of spite or anything, or just to do it. It's because all those moments that, you know, she did was, I mean, if I would have known the kind of man that I would be respectfully, how respectful I am, how empathetic I am, man, I would have did things a lot better when my mom told me. I would have listened the first time.
Man. Because
I think I missed out on a lot that she was trying to teach me, to learn the stuff that I was messing up on that she was teaching me.
Absolutely.
And you know, I think I wasted a lot of time now that we're talking it out. Like, wow, I could have did things a whole lot different. Maybe I'd be in a different situation, you know. And whatever, you know, whatever comes with life being changing, you know, too bad we can't go back in time.
You know, and because I like to throw out the yin to the yang with a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about our generation and the previous generation. It's like, man, as we see more and more young adults being parents, you're not fully mature emotionally. So you see a lot of our friends, ourselves, our relationship with our kids, nieces, nephews, uncles, that, like, you sitting here having an argument and a fight, and maybe you just need to get somebody to understand something.
Just,
you know, and it's not, you know, it's like, because I said so.
Right.
All right. But what if it's a hard head that needs to just understand why you're saying what you're saying?
And the only way to get through is to have that little bit of push, a little bit of pushback, a little bit of aggression, a little bit of authority, maybe.
Yeah. You know, you have authority, but it's not necessarily always about flexing it for control and because I said so, and you know, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out mentality. You know, but man, so as we had these raw, real conversations that are far from scripted or too planned out, honestly, it's crazy because we already touched on one of the topics that I had in my head, which is talking about our story and history and his story and those things. And before I move to the next, you know, like, we have these conversations, we know each other, but isn't it amazing how the deeper you get with the conversation, the more you know somebody?
And I think that's what is going to make us, you know, reach more people and grab the attention of people, of all different types of people, because the more we talk, the more we get to, even though, like you said, we know each other pretty well, the rawness and the chemistry, you know, you got to be careful with how you say words now, because I don't want these kids to be like, you know, they use that pause.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta be careful on how to word some of these things. But when you have the not pause style of talking, you know, our generation of intimacy talking, which is connection, intellectually, you get to learn that, you get to be, you know, you get to know a person like that. But where's you going with that? Because
and it's like not only just knowing them but understanding them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, we've known each other, but how much more do we understand each other the more we communicate? And that's the thing about the generations. It's like, yeah, we're to the age where now we catch ourselves subconsciously referring to kids that are over 18 because we've got a little age, and it's like, oh, we see the differences, but you bring up the pause and stuff like that, and it's real. And you'll see it all across society where more and more people are starting to be like, hey man, like that's y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk freely, because that's not how we operate, or that's not even how I communicate. But at the same time, like, it's such part of our culture.
Yeah.
It's such part of the black culture. Because I tell you straight up, one of the most detrimental things, in my opinion, to the black culture, phrase-wise, was that's gay.
Oh yeah.
You know, growing up, you say things and then all of a sudden, that's gay, this or that. You know, and it's like, bro, you cut conversations short and you end it there, you get a laugh, you get a heckle, but there's no understanding of what was trying to be conveyed. And we know context is key. You know, and we live in a world where if you don't have context, man, you're lost in the wind.
Oh yeah.
We're in the age of information. We have more information. We take on way more than our parents did. You know, we can be on our phone for 10 minutes and take in more than their week's worth of newspapers. You know, but that doesn't mean you necessarily understand anymore.
That's 100% true. And it's crazy because I talk to my kids, you know, teenagers and things like that, you know, that this language that they have, it's a barrier. I mean, you can't have a regular conversation because you have to literally decode it. And did we have it in our time?
For sure.
Of course. But now it's a breakdown of Webster's dictionary. Like, you literally have to know the alphabet. Like, because if not, that's what you're stuck. I'm talking all the way from LMAO or to
Bro, it's a whole different ballgame now. Like when we saw texting come to be, all right, we got the LOLs and LMAOs and ha he. Man, now they actually have a whole conversation using letters.
And nothing but abbreviation, acronyms and things.
Hey, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I lost.
And that's, you know, and that's part of, I guess, growing up and communicating and stuff like that and having your little secret talk.
But does it hurt? What do you think? Is it hurting, or, I mean, come on.
I mean,
or is it just their generation taking over and kind of molding it to what fits them? Because we're only our ages. We're not old. We're not old. So if they're already molding their generational, and I'm not even gonna say molding, they're enforcing, they're not bullying, but you know, they're doing it to where it's like we have to learn their way, and we're not even that far away from it.
Nah, and I mean, it does hurt, but also, like, they're growing up so much faster than we did. Okay. You know, and one of the biggest things with me in communication is, like, a lot of people, we don't even pay attention to the difference in communication between text and phone calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And when you have a generation that doesn't talk, but all they do is text, how much are you actually conveying through text messages? You know, there's times where I end up sending this whole big long paragraph in a text message and I'm wiped out afterwards because I'm sitting there speaking into text, going back, editing it, making sure, reading it 3-4 times to make sure that when they read it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can pick up a phone and just, hey, all right, bye. Man. You know, but that's a rarity. You know, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. Yeah. And, you know, you get yourself in a situation where you don't call or text or can't. It's a whole different ballgame. You know, it's like going overseas to a developing country, and all of a sudden you're back on prepaid minutes. Yeah, you're not watching all the videos on your phone. You're worried about your data. It's costing you. You know, but we're so privileged and we have the luxury that we abuse it.
Yeah.
You know, but to go back to the communication, it's like, yeah, the communication style just gets shorter and shorter to where we got people in the most powerful position launching, you know, necessary information through tweets. They got character limits.
Yes.
But that don't work for them, so they create their own. Come on.
Oh, man.
You know, like, I don't want to, come on, man. Like, man, great communicators is what got us here.
Yeah.
You know, like, all throughout time, there were men and women that conveyed a message through the power of words and tongue, not through text.
I mean, that's what like you said, we were created on communication. We were evolved through communication. So the breakdown of communication is going to do what? Break down what we built.
Absolutely.
And so when we get to a point like that, which is here in the now, we are definitely here. And I'm talking all the way from the top person and, you know, where, you know, the person who likes TV.
That's a whole nother ball game.
You see what I'm saying? And all the way to us, and it's like, okay, why are we breaking down? And this is going to go into a whole nother subject, probably for a whole nother day. But why are we breaking down what it took so long to build?
Because we don't respect
like
what it took to get us where we're at, and we're higher in ourselves than we should be. You know, but I'm gonna go back culturally. You know, they say the Native Americans thought about how their actions affected 7 generations.
Right.
We don't think about how our actions affect the next 7 minutes.
Man.
You know, we fire things off online, and that's the detriment of, you know, living a life online.
Yeah. Because it's there. As soon as you push enter, it's there. And we've gotten so comfortable and so bold in like tearing apart and breaking down our Constitution to make it fit each individual person rather than to fit the nation. That it is, I mean, we're causing ourselves to be, man, there's some things I want to say about it, but you know,
we'll go off the deep end with elected officials.
Yeah.
Because with great power comes great responsibility. And there's a difference between being a leader and being a manager. We got plenty of managers, but just because you got power and position doesn't mean you're a leader.
How they do it? Is that clock it? That's what they doing?
This is one of the middle one. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. That's not for me.
I don't know what it is. You see me doing all my fingers?
We're just throwing gang signs
at
that point.
I'm not in a gang, but let me know which one it is, because I don't know.
I knew I was getting there in age and involved with different ethnicities when I was riding a bike and someone rolled down their window, did that outside the window. I'm like, okay. I almost had to Google it, but I had heard people talk about it. And I was like, I think they like the sound of the motorcycle. Like, all right, cool, whatever. They don't even know what it means to punch a time clock, so I don't know what we're clocking.
Oh, man.
You know.
Wait, they don't know how to punch a clock?
Bro, when was the last time they had a time card?
What?
They actually put the...
Man, 2009 for me.
You get one of them...
Probably earlier than that.
Yeah.
SAI days. I don't even think... When was the last time we...
I mean, I did one, like, maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But it was, you know, I mean, it was for accounting purposes.
Oh,
But, you know, the more software comes out there, the more they use these computer systems, those things go by the wayside.
Yeah, that's true. But,
so, little change of subject. What is your relationship with fear? And because with history, I was thinking about fear and the fear of failure. You know, and we talk about the book, and we talk about, you know, expressing yourself and being vulnerable. I just want to have a little hot take on that, because even in that situation, you know, what are the fears? What are we worried about?
You know, I think I'm gonna start with when I was younger, and I'm not talking much younger than what I am. I used to always say, I only fear two things. That's God and my mama. Fear, like I used the word fear, and it got to a point to where I was like, wait, I trust God. Like, God is everything to me. Why am I fearing him? Like, is that hypocritical?
No, and I bet you, I'm willing to, you think about it, we're taught to fear God because it's written biblically, to fear the Lord.
Right.
But we're not given the understanding of how we got to the word fear, and how that actually represents a reverence and a respect for the Lord.
So there's a difference between fear and fear.
Yeah, because in my opinion and how I live my life, fear is false evidence appearing real. Because you don't fear anything until you think about it.
Right.
So how did we get here, and what is the actual word? But in the biggest topic and sense of fear and fearing the Lord, we're taught to, we definitely should, but we need to understand that it's not saying be scared of a man in the sky. That's not even close to what it's about.
It's not really a emotion, or it's not really an emotion then? I mean,
I got my own special, unique, I mean, I like to jump out of planes and race motorcycles too, so.
Okay, you have I don't think you got fear.
I have a very, unique relationship with fear, but the word, biblically speaking, comes to respect and reverence. Because, and it's used by religious people to invoke fear upon a human. And fear is the emotion that we think about it, and we're taught to see it as is, in my opinion, based and rooted in control.
Okay. Yeah.
You can judge and manipulate things by introducing and injecting fear. So, for me, when I think about it in the spiritual walk, it's not so that I can fear God and how he's going to judge me, because he's not a condemning, judgmental God.
Okay.
But that's how they were taught. That's the whole Old Testament, that mentality. So people in powerful positions and pulpits and all those different things, if you don't get people to understand that, then it shortcuts their relationship with God, because you're running around thinking, oh, if I do this, I got something coming to me. That's basically operating under the laws of karma.
Yeah.
But it was finished. The last sacrifice is what it was. He sent his son. It was finished. We're not supposed to live a life of fear. We're supposed to live a life of respect and reverence to the Almighty, and have freedom found in faith and not our flesh.
Ooh, that makes sense why a lot of religions who believe in Christ, and I hope this don't get us canceled. But check this out. I believe that the traditional definition that we were raised on, outside of false evidence appearing real, is what causes a breakdown in Christianity being respected. Like, I think these other religions who chastise Christianity, they expose the hypocrisy that we have when it comes to the word fear. I think we use that because, I can't be perfect, but I'll fear God, but then I'll use him when I'm doing something wrong, and then I'm like, help
me, Lord, save me.
Right. I'm coming out of that.
I'm a sinner.
That part.
No, but it goes back to the identity. We're made in his likeness. You think God feared? that just shows we don't understand the word.
Man.
But words have roots.
Yes.
Words have, you know, cultures behind them, and that stuff comes into play.
Yeah.
And I'll speak on as, you know, a strong Christian, that I don't take it lightly, and I'll be the first one, like, when it comes to religious mentalities and religious thoughts, I don't do well with it. And
right.
I know when I didn't have a certain level of understanding, I look back now, and if I thought about it like a religion, that's what messed me up. You know, because though it goes to simple as like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? It's human nature to wonder and ponder on these things, but I won't go at other religions, but Christianity in a religious sense doesn't do their people an injustice because they don't break it down in the fact that he's not a man in the sky. He's not, there's depths to it. That's what the Trinity's about. You know, it gets uncomfortable for folks going to certain levels, but it's a relationship based thing.
Yeah.
So you gotta learn the man. And if you look, a lot of people want to understand things. A lot of people want to understand God. A lot of people try to comprehend things that we relate to God and say is of God or whatnot. But as a Christian, Jesus Christ was God and man.
Yep.
So the best place to look and understand is who Jesus Christ was. God sent himself in man's form. But God himself is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And there's depths to that. And I've only recently learned it in the last few years as I've gotten to understand the kingdom of God more and more, how those play the part for the whole picture.
Right. Yes.
You know,
yeah.
But not to go on a theological...
Because we're going to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we definitely going to get there.
Yeah.
Y'all understand, we're gonna touch on everything, especially if y'all bring questions up. We always gonna touch up on it. But yeah,
you know, but just to kind of reel it back in a little bit for fear, you know, for me, of course, I didn't always think of fear the same way, and I didn't think about fear for the longest. I grew up in a manner to where I had seen and been through a lot of stuff that was normal to me, but the fear of failure had major impact on me, you know, and it wasn't until I addressed that, and that's when I challenged myself to the ultimate level, because I was like, hold on, Brandon, that's false evidence appearing real. You ain't supposed to be fearful, like, and I was like, oh man, like, so what is it? Is, okay, you don't want to fail, you feel like you need to do everything right, like, but how does that stagnate you? You know, so for me, it was knowing the ledge, knowledge. Get to the edge and make your decision and stack the odds in your favor, but know that you don't have to control the outcome. There's going to be things outside of your control, and that's okay. You know, but control in the sense of control, because that's a whole nother thing, is it's a sense of control. It's a feeling of being in control. There's a lot of things you can control in your life, but let's not forget the sense of control, because there's a lot of things that will happen and move about that isn't necessarily up to you.
Fear is it's something, as I've talked to you more and more and getting the knowledge from you, I've never really saw it the way you see it until we started talking about it, because false evidence appearing real, knowing that is what is the way that you see it, I feel like if I would have heard that and been able to kind of embrace that at a younger age, there's a lot of things that I literally took off of my plate and didn't want to eat, because, figuratively speaking, because the root meaning and the traditional meaning of fear that I was brought up on. But man, when when you hear false evidence appearing real, just alone is, you break that down, false evidence. It's like, why would you believe anything false? And you know, when you have the word evidence is like, and I'm breaking this down way too much, but when you're using evidence, you normally use that in something negative. You normally use that in a negative phrase, whether it's trying to prove somebody wrong, courts, arrest, whatever it may be. They use that in it's a negative form. So why would I even, if I would have known that acronym for it, like you have it, there's a lot of things I would have just went ahead and did.
You know, and I want to say this, like, it took me a lot of time, it took me a lot of trials and tribulations to develop and have my mindset transformed.
Yeah.
And I never want to downplay how people feel about these things, because
Right.
fear is real to most folks.
Yeah.
You know, but if you unpack it, think about it neurologically. Think about the thought of the false evidence appearing real, creating an emotional, chemical thing inside you, and all of that is what we call fear in the stereotypical sense.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's one of those, like, yes, fear is real on a day-to-day basis, but also it depends on how you perceive it.
Yeah. And I hate that one thing I can't stand is that we use media to highlight fear, the stereotypical definition of fear, and at the highest power, to scare, to manipulate your own people.
Because
Our own people.
let me ask you this: what is the opposite of fear? In your opinion, is it in your opinion? Because there's a word that came to me quick: freedom. You don't understand the level of freedom that's on the other side of fear. You know, and you know, we know fear factor. How much do we know freedom factor? You know, but it's a psychological mental state. You know, we can, once again, take it back to different religions and belief systems. Like, if you eliminate that from your mindset, you can walk your walk in a different way.
And that's what you know, that's the point I was making as well, because I 100% believe that it's just we could be a whole different nation, a whole different everything, race, every aspect of where fear is involved. If you look at it just to tweak it a little bit different, then we get the results of maybe something better, maybe something less dramatic, a lot less chaotic. But man, that's pretty crazy. I like it. I like that. It's something that I have really thought about a lot since you told me the first time. False evidence appearing real, and you know, I think that's what drove me to do a lot of stuff like publishing or opening the store to the book, and all kind of things that I just held on to because I was literally fearful of what the outcome would be.
Do you got an example where you had control? You weren't confined, or you know, people were dictating your movements, where you stood fear in the face?
Oh, many times, many times. And if we're talking,
what's a big one that stands out to you?
Are we talking? Because
cliff jumping, swimming in the ocean.
Yeah. So, me and another good friend of mine, Kyle, we were in Arkansas, and we were mountain bike riding. It was literally one of the most traumatizing moments in my existence. It was so in my face and surreal that fear won as soon as I touched my bike. I put air in, Kyle's hyping me up, I'm hyping him up, and then I realized what we were about to do. I said, wait, absolutely not. But the thing is, that was a grave fear of me that I had, and to this day, I think for something that I controlled, for something that wasn't chaotic, for something that was supposed to be fun, that is where fear really took a hold. And then I did a zip lining a while back, but the most recent would have been that bike riding out and mountain bike riding in Arkansas.
Did you ride it all?
Did I ride it all?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I walked a lot of it.
I'd have been like, hey bro, I'll see you in a couple hours. I'll be pedaling nice and slow.
You know, good thing about Rosenbaum, good thing about Kyle is that he stuck it out with me, and he was ready to go. I mean, he was ready. I mean, you see how long these lanes are?
Yo.
That's how big
bro, I know exactly what you mean.
And I'm like, I'm on a mountain. I'm looking down like, help.
And there's a couple factors that you spoke on that all come into play with fear. Usually there's some type of hype.
Oh.
You know, when you're there with somebody else, one of them is probably way more comfortable than the other one.
Oh yeah.
And like, so when they're like, oh no, you got it, all you gotta do is like, I'm like, but your mind's like, oh no, I'm not prepared like you. You know what you're doing. I know this could hurt real bad.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me like the first time I went riding dirt bikes. Ride street bikes, always rode street, never rode dirt. Go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
Game of traction, keep the traction, rubber side down.
Yep.
Smooth
ride. Yeah.
Turn. Man, I went riding dirt bikes in trails with people that really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they had real dirt bikes.
Were they moving?
Bro, not only were they moving, I felt bad for them because I knew I was ruining their fun. I told them, I was like, hey, I apologize now because I'm gonna be holding y'all. But I was falling left and right.
Oh man.
And like I'm down for the cause. So I'm out there. I'm not trying to rain on nobody's parade. I gotta experience it. But I remember at one point we come around the corner and there's this big hill and he's like, go. I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm about to take
like this.
Bike. I'm like
that one up there?
In his head, he's like, God. I'm like, nah. So we were like, go around, go up to the top and ride it down.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even stay on the path going up the easy way. I get to the top, I was like, nope, I'm going right back down the way I came up. There's no way. I'm not about to do it. You know, and on the same trip, there was a time where I sent it, and I sure shouldn't have, and I was sliding downhill on my back with a motorcycle on top of me. That's all part of the process. But fear can handicap somebody.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've watched people have phobias and unnecessary fears, and we watch it generationally. Because once again, as media becomes more and more prevalent, more and more abundance, fear is for sale all over.
Oh,
so
most definitely.
You know, so now people are fearful of things that statistically aren't likely that we weren't even thinking about before.
You know what's crazy? There's a lot of fear that I have right now that wasn't even brought up on me. You know why? What I mean by that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fear that I have all because my mom got it.
Absolutely.
You ever cross? I still to this day will not split a pole with anybody.
Yeah. Them superstitions.
What? Fear.
Yeah.
I'm not finna, what? If I'm walking with my mama, I try my best.
You step on cracks?
I bet not. I bet not.
You touch brooms?
I'm just like this, look.
Yeah.
Mama, no! I'm brooms? Sweep me with a broom, we both going to jail. We both going to jail.
See, that part of my rebellious nature early on, you know, my mom was deathly afraid of snakes.
Oh yeah.
And and we all had different traumatic events in our life, but I saw like how that could make somebody just lose control of their emotions and their feelings.
Yeah.
And as I had to learn to have feelings, control feelings, what feelings are, I didn't want those things to hinder me. I had a pet snake. The one time it tried to bite me, it was gone. We were done. I gave it a chance. I used to hold it. I would let it hang out on me.
What?
Bro, you tried to bite me?
You gotta go. Boy,
You're done.
You're gonna become a boot.
I'm not scared of you, but I'm not about to play with you. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's a principle. And you tried? Like, it's the whole fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's on me.
Man, you ain't gonna have a chance. A snake.
And then, like, you know, my African culture, bro, that's the old taboos and traditions, man, you better not. They think it's some spiritual. They can't. It's still in their consciousness heavy that this is just another animal. I know what happened in the garden, but like you ain't about to play with it at all.
Yeah,
like, you know. But also, for me, one thing I realized that affected me is, you know, being in Scouts a good portion of my life. I went rappelling as a child.
Yeah.
And the picture tells 1,000 words because that was scary.
Oh yeah.
To be up on a cliff with a harness, and you're literally standing on the edge of the cliff backwards. Ooh. And they tell you to lower yourself down to your perpendicular with it. Man,
absolutely
how
not.
Is this gonna work? Like, I'm gonna slam into this rock. But that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
That's the, you know, what ifs coming to be if I continue to dwell on it. And I'm an overthinker. So like my thoughts can get me the best of me if I allow them to, because ultimately I have ultimate control.
Right.
But we give that control away subconsciously to so many things in our environment, in our atmosphere, in our society that we don't even pay no mind to. But, you know, the picture of me up there is completely different than when I have my feet up against that rock wall. And I'm like, oh, that first step was everything, you know. But those are the things where it's like, man, we got to face the fears. We got to challenge ourselves to be uncomfortable. If you want to, you know, step out and live more of this life. You know, my mom was pretty protective of her boys, so, you know, we wasn't out there, you know, doing a whole bunch of dangerous stuff by her agreement.
Right. And we were the same way. It's pretty funny how boys raised by moms predominantly get to that, you know, they're more, you know, and not that this is a negative, but they have more of a sensitive, more sheltered is the word I'm looking for. Sheltered existence. So it's like reality though.
You got to prepare them for it.
You got to push them in that water.
Absolutely.
Got to push them in that water.
Yeah.
Because
the world's gonna do it if you don't.
Yeah.
At least let them know that it's done in love.
Yeah.
And we're doing this to stretch and grow, because pressure creates diamonds.
Yeah.
You know, and better you get used to people that actually love and care about you putting that pressure on you before you get out there and you got knuckleheads in school that's putting that pressure on you. And you feel like you need to fit in or be part of something. You know.
Yeah. That's something else I want to touch on. Like eventually the, you know, sensitivity of a full-grown man raised by a woman, the effects of how we can, you know, get around that and still have our masculinity intact, or not our masculinity, because the masculinity grows with being a man, but the sensitive nature without appearing weak or without appearing flamboyant and things like that. It's like, you know, we can
balance is key.
Is key.
And you know, and because of the generation we're at now, and I'm not gonna go too, because I go on a tangent, as y'all know and see. But we got people. Look, we got an economy of likes, clicks, and shares. So people have made their whole reality and their whole livelihood and their whole income based on getting people's attention, because that's the hot commodity.
Right.
But people that are trying to benefit off this and that, catch them and watch them, because what's your intention behind it? Because being sensitive is not a bad thing, because we're spiritual beings living in a physical reality. So being spiritually sensitive isn't a bad thing. Being empathetic is not a bad thing. You need to have control of your feelings and emotions. You don't need to be dictated and ran by them.
Right.
There's a balance to it.
Ooh.
You know, and we can be raised by, we both were raised by strong women.
Yes. Yes.
And that, I think, is a strong woman isn't going to, I don't want to say this. Look, the strongest mothers, I don't think, are raising their children to be weak men. We need to be intentional in what we define as making a strong man. But if everything is about feelings and emotions and playing to those, then you're stunting, you're retarding someone's growth. As much as you can retard someone's intellect, you can retard and hinder their emotional growth.
Right.
You know, and I think because we do have, you know, a lot of younger parents and, you know, babies raising babies.
Right.
You got more than ever, they your friends. Parents want to be liked by their kids.
Yeah.
Parents, you know, don't want to hurt their kids' feelings.
Afraid to lose their love. Afraid to lose them. When honestly, like, the world's gonna show you how to act. Like, you're going to, if in the real world, when you get on your own, you're going to be forced to act a certain way.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So parents, in my opinion, need to do what they feel is best. And if there is a type of discipline that needs to be had to stop a child from blowing up a building later on in life, to stop a kid from bullying another kid later on in life, to stop a boy from you know, suicidal thoughts, a girl from promiscuous activities, then that type of parenting is necessary. Okay, and it's not to look at all the way up until the end of our generation. Look how much we have had to highlight the importance of acceptance.
Right.
Like, because people are getting beat up for being themselves.
Man.
Like,
bro, that's crazy.
How does this even work? Like, back in our day, like, and I'm saying like we old, but it wasn't just too far along where we weren't, nobody was, we had a few people, yeah, but not nearly as outspoken, right, as it is today. Like, if you say something about it, well then, oh, you're not supposed to defend them, or you're not supposed to, what goes on with that? Like, come on, man.
You know, it's putting things that you should be responsible for on other people.
Yes.
You know, and growing up in the mental health aspect and the psychiatry, man, look, let me tell you, growing up going to MHMR in the 90s, guess what they wasn't talking about? Anxiety. Guess what they weren't talking about? Triggers. You know, they weren't talking about gaslighting.
Work.
Those are words that describe certain things that happen based on our neurological thought process, our emotions, and our feelings. Once again, I'm not taking away from them, but if we don't understand where we came from, if we don't understand how we got here, we don't understand what we're doing. And you can live your life just blowing with the wind, everything subconscious, but like, bring your thought game up, bring your thought life to a higher level, frequency, vibration, however you want to splice it and dice it, because that's where freedom lies. That's what allows you to beat addiction instead of being part of something where I'm an addict, I'll always be an addict.
Exactly.
Nah, that's crazy.
No.
That's not how that should work, but that's how it can for folks that want to run the program.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's wild. And full circle the conversation from earlier. I feel like we need to kind of get back, take a step back, and allow ourselves the strength again to be the parents and some of the future parents, to be kind of generational in that aspect, because the way it's going now, full circle with the conversation, is earlier I said we're breaking down. we are breaking down as a nation.
Yeah.
And the only reason why that is because the thought processes of these this new generation of how they think is the correct way, or
everything needs to bend and mold to it.
And I don't know if that's.
It's not healthy.
It's not. It's not a MAGA thing. It's not a anything like that. It's like, just look. We've been doing good. We can evolve in technology without trashing somebody. Like, we can evolve in every aspect of life, and we don't have to bend in a negative way to do it.
Nah, but that's
look at we slow down. Ooh, big whoop. Look at China. Look at all these other, third world countries that are slowly but surely taking their time coming up and getting us.
For sure.
Some of them already passed us in some of the most important aspects of life, with mathematics, the geese, and all kind of stuff like that. And we're behind because we want to rush a process that is really not necessary. And now you got people speaking too much about, these kids are like this, and they shouldn't be acting like this. And I'm kind of hypocritical to that, but it is what it is.
Balance is key. Yeah, I mean, we all got the right to be wrong. That's part of the fundamental, and that's part of the learning process.
Yeah.
But the reality is the world isn't gonna always. It's not about us individually. You know what I mean? Like, we're here to partake on this journey on this planet together, and our actions, our words influence others. And it's hella selfish to think that, well, this is how I believe it to be, therefore that's how it's got to be for everybody. That doesn't fly. But if it's one of the things I was thinking about as we've been talking about is, like, we need tough love.
Yeah.
Love is an action, not a feeling and emotion, doing for others even at your own expense. But you gotta bring that to people tough sometimes. Because people will run over you. People will use and abuse and mistake your kindness for weakness.
Of course.
And to show that level of love, sometimes you've got to be the bearer of bad news. That's why I love being an uncle. It's like, as an uncle, I need to expose you and let you know that there's certain levels to this world that your parents don't want to talk about, but they know it's coming. But let me be the one to show a different level of reality to you.
Yes.
Because once again, I'd rather you experience it with me for the first time, and I have your trust. I have a relationship with you. You know where I'm coming from. You know I wouldn't hurt you. So let's do this together versus some knucklehead out there that ain't got no goodwill in their heart whatsoever. You know that?
Yeah. Man, that's wild. That's it. Barefoot. Oh, nice. But yeah, you know how it goes. We'll touch up on a lot of different things. Just kind of intermission type thing. Is Brandon and I, like I said, like he's told us many times, we've been friends forever, and we're comfortable with the conversation. What do you call that conversation?
Conscious
Conversations. It's needed. This is not a like thing. This is not a press button. This is not a subscribe thing. This is understand. Like, you can send, and I keep mentioning this because it's true. Send us your thoughts. We are so raw, and we're going. Hey, are we gonna hit him?
I mean, we just peeling back the layers, and we ain't talking about putting the layers back on. It might start to make your eyes water.
Yeah.
It might sting.
Sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
That's part of it, because this is reality. We're reflecting, and there's a lot to unpack. And that's why we're doing doing, and because we're comfortable and confident in who we are and who we know each other to be.
Yeah.
I think it's both of our, part of our goals and our intention is to put that in front of you guys and just have conscious conversations. Stuff that you're not necessarily going to hear or talk about in many places.
Yeah.
But it might spark a thought. It might spark something in you that makes you think differently or make you have a conversation with a loved one. Because communication is key, and that's hard for us. That's one of the biggest things that our generation lacks is good communication.
Communication, that's right.
And as much as I've had to try to work on it, I'm far from, I start to say even good, definitely not great. But to communicate well, you got to overly communicate.
Yeah.
And you got to have space to not do it proper, to say something that's going to come out wrong, but not be attacked by it, but somebody to be willing to listen and hear you out as you explain what you just tried to communicate.
Mm-hmm. I like that. To not do it proper is wild. That right there, boy, that's a mouthful. And that's what's gonna get, I think, Brandon, that's what's gonna separate it from other broadcasts and things like that. It's just.
Bro, is this a broadcast? Is this a podcast? You know what word I saw today? Vodcast.
What's a podcast?
I don't know. I think.
A video broadcast.
But think about it. Podcasts that started off as all audio.
Yeah, that's it.
So most of them, I guess, became vodcasts or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
It's conscious conversation.
It's conscious conversation, regardless. I don't care if we on film or on audio. I don't care if we in the underwater deep seas diving and they doing electrical waves, and that's how they transmit our message. But yeah, as long as it gets to the people, that's my main thing. But it's gonna be crazy, man. That looked like a tornado, but it's pretty cool, like a spaceship tornado type of thing.
That cloud in front of us.
Yeah.
Y'all won't see because it's not the 360 camera. If it was a 360 camera, I'd spin it around and show you. But we're trying out a different GoPro, and we got the mics on today, so the audio should be a little bit clearer for y'all. But we're gonna keep it pushing and keep having these conversations. And anything else you want to touch on?
No, I mean,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
we covered a lot.
We got plenty more, and I do my best at trying to not reveal too many other shows. Because it's gonna be different. It's gonna get greasy, and it's gonna get greasy.
Yeah, you can read between the lines.
Yeah.
Because
we've given a lot of hints so far at a lot of potential upcoming shows that, hey, once we open, and Brandon liked to say, there's not a Pandora's box.
Pandora's table.
Pandora's table.
We put it on the table. I'll invite you to come eat.
Let's
talk to us.
Yeah.
Send us a message, comment.
Yeah.
If y'all that know us, y'all, hey, we'll jump in the back seat.
Oh,
we're gonna rotate seats. But because, man,
and even if you don't, even if you don't know us, and you in our area, say we're anywhere, South Texas, wherever we're at, and we're here, try to win. You never know. You may be able to be invited, maybe a local fan or something like that, and you never know. Jump in the back with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Stranger. Now they talking about stranger danger. Man, I ain't worried about them.
What? On cam? Live? We getting paid.
Man, but you know what? Some of my best moments, and I had one today with the dude that was tagging our fire extinguisher at work.
Yeah.
Quick conversation. Next thing you know, we talking about the depths.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And that's part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a story. Everybody has a journey. Yeah. And I'm a firm believer we can learn something from everybody. And if you walk like that, things change. You're not judgment. You're not looking at people and be like, well, what do they know?
Right.
Nah, like every person you come across has something for you.
There is no, in my opinion, there is no such thing as coincidence when meeting people. I got a story I want to share later about a homeless person that I met 20 years ago in Denton, Texas. That it doesn't matter. He has a horrible memory, but every time he sees me, he knows my name. Every time he sees me, he knows my name. And do I know his? Yes. Of course I do. But the crazy thing, well, what my point is, there's no coincidence in my opinion.
And watch this, because there is no coincidence. I stand 10 toes down that the randomness isn't there, whether you want to look at it scientifically or spiritually. Yeah. But if you tap in to understand the divine inner working, it'll show you a more reverence and respect for something higher than oneself. Not because we're supposed to fear some man of the guy in the sky raining down this and that on us, but we're supposed to admire and understand what we were given dominion over. And there's so much beauty out here. There's so much greatness out here. But sometimes you gotta look at things a little bit different to actually see it.
Yeah.
So that's where, it's beneficial to challenge our thinking and to evolve our thinking and to be mindful, because mindfulness is everything. If you're mindful about this, you're mindful about that. That's just using your mind. And I'm gonna end my tangent, but I always will speak on consciousness, but you got subconsciousness and consciousness. That's it. And you think about words and antonyms and synonyms and this and that, you realize sub is the prefix. What's the prefix on conscious? There ain't one. Because sub is below. We don't need a word for above. It's just what it is. But we're above and not beneath. So take that with a grain of salt, grain of rice, quinoa, however you want.
What's quinoa?
You don't know what quinoa is?
Is it like a...
It's like couscous.
Oh, okay. I know what couscous is.
Okay.
I eat couscous with my fingers.
African. And if you can't accept it, the African. Get you some.
Yeah. Put it up. Eat it. Look, you gotta put that there. Get the piece of bread there. What you eat yours with?
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
Couscous. Ain't that it's like a spread, right?
Nah, bro.
What are you talking about? Don't judge me, y'all.
Hold on, we gotta figure this out.
We have
I don't know who's wrong about it.
You said couscous, right?
Couscous is like a grain. It's
like a grit.
Yeah, your couscous, you grab it?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know.
You don't grab your couscous by the grain? I mean, by
the grain. One by one. No, I eat my African food with my hand and that's it. I use utensils for everything else.
What is couscous? It ain't African?
Nah, bro.
What is couscous? Mind y'all's business?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I believe quinoa is Peruvian. South American. There's a Peruvian lady that saw me eating it. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's for my people." She's gonna be able to cook it. I was like, "Oh, this is
when you get checked on your."
Oh, I didn't know what. Look, I'm a recovering fatty, so I ain't got proper taste buds or nothing. So I knew I wasn't doing it right. I'll make quinoa like rice and throw hot sauce on it and call it a day. I don't need nothing fancy. I don't need nothing extra. Your boy is just not gonna be hungry
at all. At all. See, and that, okay, so next time, next show, I need to figure this out. I may got it wrong and I'm okay with that.
I'm trying to think of it, because I feel like the word that, I've got something in my head that I'm like, is he talking about that? Yeah, Google couscous so you can see it.
I'm about to. I'm about to.
Because I feel like you eating, whatever they be eating pita bread with.
No!
Is that what you're talking about?
No, because that I think that's
that's something different.
Oh, I'm about to find out. We got to find out.
That's something.
Okay, let's do it like this here. What?
Let me find out you eat couscous with your hand. That'd be wild, bro.
Ready?
You got a whole bunch of little grains falling.
What is couscous and can you eat it with your hand?
Negro, you can eat anything with your hand.
Are you supposed to eat it with your hand?
Who is...
I'm canceling that and restart it. Let me cancel that and restart it.
How How is it traditionally ate, if anything?
Okay, yeah. Let's do it like that. I'm trying to tell y'all, raw and uncut. We don't care. I don't care.
Nah. This is a whole side bitch. We trying to figure something out.
Okay.
That'd be wild.
What is couscous and how is it traditionally eaten? Let's see what they say.
I like how you put your phone out like it was gonna say it out loud.
I did. It should have.
It's about to read it too.
Okay. Couscous is a major staple of North African cuisine, particularly in countries like Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia.
West side? We from Ghana. Ghana's West African.
Hey, a common misconception is that it's a grain or a seed.
Bro, same difference.
Conscious is actually a pasta.
Now we're being technical. That's a whole tomato is a fruit thing.
Hey.
You've got it. It's a great distinction to make.
Oh, now you want to talk.
Nah, hush. Gemini. No, we're not doing that. We're going back. You're not finna do me like this.
All right. So it's a pasta. That's just a formality.
Okay, let's see. There's an African food. I'm gonna find out what that is. What is the African food that is most commonly used
Banku.
with hand
Banku. Fufu.
to eat
Fufu.
as a spread?
Yeah, Gemini needs more details to understand what a spread is. What we're talking about when we say spread.
Oh yeah, good go.
Hold on.
They won't
Are
even
you talking
go.
about like something you spread on a cracker?
Okay,
or are you talking about we spread a bunch out on the table and make magic?
What is a African food that is commonly used to spread with your hand? We're going with that. We're going with that. See, this is what happens when we get conversation, conscious conversation, because now I'm not conscious about it. Okay, fufu.
Fufu? I not said fufu banku.
Oh,
right. You don't spread fufu.
Fufu, the whole family traditional West African staple. Brown collector asks, okay, if we are shifting the focus over to West Africa, especially places like Ghana and Nigeria, the ultimate make magic with your hands food you are thinking of is fufu. While conscious is rolled, what is that? Couscous. While couscous is rolled into small balls, swallows like.
So it is.
Yes.
I ain't never ate
I
that.
told you I was right.
That's my white side that be eating the couscous and
right.
quinoa. I believe you, man. You're right. That's wild. Learn something new every day.
Look at that.
I ain't too proud.
We both right.
Nah, I was wrong. That man having couscous balls. Never have I ever. I don't even do that with King Will.
I was like, I know I'm right. I've eaten it. By the way, something y'all don't know about me, cooking is my thing. I cooks like a son of a gun. Brandon.
You know what? I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Right now, he's in 2 lanes. If the camera was on 360, he'd be in 2 lanes. But he's not on 360, so we can't prove it. And if he says anything other than that, it's my word against his. So,
bro, I'll turn that camera around.
Let's not do that. So.
Okay, so besides all the conscious conversations and this car still sitting there.
I think they had a wreck.
Something. I now have learned that couscous a lot of times traditionally, most of the time, I don't know. What, bro?
Yes. Okay. I'm rolling with you. I want to hear it. I want to hear it come from you.
Did they eat it with their hand?
They eat it with their hand. And crazy. It's like this. You can't just pick it.
No, you gotta make a ball. I mean, I know, bro. The African in me knows how to eat with my hands. I get it. I just got introduced couscous from the white side. Quinoa from the white side. Spoons. You know.
Spoons.
Absolutely, bro.
Definitely white side.
Hell yeah.
Definitely
bro.
White side.
Hey man, that's a whole conversation itself. I grew up with no.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this new revelation because me, I don't really claim my African side because I don't know the roots behind it. However, this one is a win for me because he do.
Yeah, he got it.
Because he do. I appreciate it.
I don't know.
I appreciate
like I said, West Side, we don't eat couscous.
Let's go couscous.
Fubu. For us, by us. Fubu, West Side.
We not in no game.
God's gang. Sky gang.
Sky gang.
Group of common interests.
Yeet.
Find one.
Find one. Find two.
Or better yet, check yourself and find which ones you're already part of.
Ooh. Yeet. The brr.
Yeah, that's how we throw it up.
The brr. The brr. The brr.
Dang. Yeah, that's wild. You settled that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna try to eat my quinoa with my hand sometime. In the name of couscous.
In the name of couscous.
North African foods.
I'm happy. I see you threw that in there, the North African. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate it. And the next time I get some, I'm gonna videotape it.
That's wild.
And it's coming to you live.
I ain't never eaten it with my hands.
What?
Bro. That's not even like...
You see these? These hands?
Bro.
These amazing hands are made. You think we came out the womb eating
Bro,
spoons?
I didn't say preach to me. I know about eating with my hands.
How?
But bro, like I had when I got introduced to my African family, it took adjusting. Like I do it for the culture. I don't do it for pleasure. I don't like dirty hands. You know what I mean? Like having all this food on my hand ain't what I enjoy. But I'm not gonna be with my African family eating fufu with a spoon or any of this other stuff.
Oh no.
So I'll partake, but your boy been eating couscous and quinoa with silverware his whole life. So I don't think it's gonna change.
That's good,
soon, but
that's good.
I might try it.
Yeah. And I might try it with a spoon.
You should. See, but yeah, never mind. He's right about the couscous. Good to know. Random fact.
Good random fact.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad you enlightened me on that.
Well, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna enlighten me on a lot of foods that I, think.
Nah, bro, you got me beat. I told you I just like to eat. I don't even put that much mind to it as long as I'm not hungry. I don't have a palate. I ain't got taste buds. I just got fat boy tendencies. Like, to be completely honest with you, I'm a recovering fatty and glutton. So
you know what?
I just like to eat. But shout out to y'all chefs that be making it happen because
hey, I'm finna say
you and my brother, y'all are a whole different.
I ain't the one to keep you off your. I'm the one that's gonna make you rebel on everything you've ever thought about these last 10 years of recovery of being a recovering food addict.
Well, I have self-control now.
Oh.
So I will do better with my portions and eating just out of pure fun and boredom and more out of hunger and necessity. But that's part of it, we learn as we go. So chill. Hey, I wonder if it's been dark this whole time. That'd be crazy. Let there be light, they said.
Oh.
All right, we ended this a long time ago, but we got sidetracked with the couscous and others. So
yeah.
Holla at us.
Yeah, definitely holla at us. And like we say, shoot, don't be scared.
Until next time, do it again.
Do it again.
Chew.
One of these days we're gonna come up with something.
Nah, I don't wanna. I like the randomness. I don't wanna have catchphrases too much.
I'm gonna fuck around and say ciao.
Ciao. Okay. Let's say. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
I think that was on the song.
Bon voyage.
Yeah. Hey, don't judge.
Adios.
Me. I don't know what I'm saying.
Goodbye.
Adios. Adios, los.
Go on now.
All right, we're going for real this time.
All right, y'all.
Me and my brother, same blood, same name, same block, different pain, same flame. He took the long road, I took the hard one. Both of us learned how to move with a scar on. Mama said, lift each other when you fall, so we built from the rubble brick by brick.